Hello, friends, and welcome to an Unexpected Podcast. I'm Ez.
And I'm Lane.
And today, friends, we are back with a major question. Is Rings of Power Season 2 going to be awesome?
Yeah. Was that a punchline or a question?
What?
I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend.
Lane's confused.
He's got a new haircut, and I'm not sure exactly who he is.
Right.
And I just want to make sure that I've got all the information correct.
Which trailer are we talking about here?
I don't know which trailer. Is it the one out back or the one all over the internet?
Holy dude. Okay.
Is it going to be? Well,
yeah.
I'm going to ask you. Is it going to be awesome? What do you think?
Is it going to be awesome?
You got a lot of questions.
You ready for this? Because I'm going to answer this one question, and then I'm going to bombard you with numerous questions. Everything that's going on in my wizard mind. Okay?
Okay.
This season is either going to be one of the most epic things we've ever seen in Middle-earth. Mm-hmm. All right? Including all of the Peter Jackson stuff. One of the most epic things we have ever seen.
So it's not that one.
Or it is going to be the most mediocre thing that's ever hit the internet.
Yeah.
It's one of the two, don't you think? It's either going to be
maybe one of the most mediocre thing that's not even the internet that's ever hit like media or TV.
Okay, all right.
What would you almost say that for the buildup, for like all the buildup that it has the potential to be? Yes.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Hear me out. Hear me out. I thought about this today as we were going into this, all right?
Okay.
And I want to come into it, with a more fresh, positive mentality.
Absolutely, yes.
So, come on now. Like, absolutely.
Let them live, baby.
Speak now. Come on, talk to me. But I was like, okay, imagine if these characters were not named Galadriel. Imagine if they weren't named Elrond, if they weren't named Celebrimbor, right? I think we'd be like, that's pretty good freaking show. Pretty cool, dope show. Something's up, man. These rings have power, and there's an elf making out with a dude out in the middle of. He's a bad guy. She's got something for the bad boy, right?
Yeah.
And
she likes the bad boy. Mm-hmm.
They got the edginess to it. There's a stranger with a halfling. I mean, it's got the workings of a masterpiece. But it's just like, I mean, because I always think of Lottie when we were talking about this, and she saw the trailer, and I thought, for her, she has no clue. Once I start to explain these things, and I start to say, okay, hey, they kind of did this, and they messed with that, or whatever. And then I go to her, I'm like, well, what if they changed Harry Potter? What if they really come out in this new TV show and they just go bonkers with the show and they start to do things out of order? Actually, we're going to have the Triwizard Tournament in year 2, not year 4. We're going to do it in year 2. I mean, and I think it would throw people, right?
We're going to take Harry Potter and we're going to make him not really the hero. He's going to kind of be like aloof and not be able to sniff out Voldemort, and he's going to be a bad friend, and he won't remember any of his any of the lessons he's learning at Hogwarts or anything like that. It'd be that kind of a thing. I was thinking about this too. I was thinking to myself before the trailer, because we knew that it was coming for like a couple days, honestly, maybe a week or so. It wasn't very long. It kind of felt like out of nowhere, even though I'm sure they had it. I almost feel like they were kind of waiting for House of Dragon to drop stuff, and then they were like, okay, now it's time for us to. It just felt kind of like they're trying to go head to head, which maybe they are. But I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, so the thing with Rings of Power is I think it's okay. It's okay if you're not a fan, or if maybe you're a newer fan. But if you're a fan at all, or you start to do just a little bit of digging into the Silmarillion, into the Second Age, into these characters, then you're like, okay. I don't know. So, I think, I don't know. But then, I don't know. Where to even start? Yeah, where to even start? Let's get us back on.
I'm going to. So the trailer, you guys have seen it. It's the season 2 teaser trailer. It was cool. It had good moments. It left me with these questions. Okay, I'm going to ask these questions to Wayne very quickly, all at once. We'll take them one at a time here in a second. But first was, is it going to be awesome? We went over that back and forth. Second question out of this whole thing was, are they planning on killing Shelob? Second question.
Oh yeah.
Third question is, why is Sauron crying? Okay. Where is Celeborn? All right. What is up with the worms? Okay, what's up with all the worm creature thing? Whatever that is, right? What's up with all the moths? Mothman prophecies situation going on. They're everywhere.
We saw that with the stranger in the last season. He kind of like turned into or whatever when he destroyed the necromancers.
Right. And so you think of moths, it leads me to
the mystics.
Right, the mystics. It leads me to Gandalf, and I think to myself, if the thing that might bring me around on this show is if that's not Gandalf. Like, dude, if that's not Gandalf, I think I might be kind of like, okay, my intrigue is back. Send us far east and bring me another wizard.
It's been super odd. It's been super odd too that they're barely in the trailer.
I know.
Like, it's almost like Nori and the Stranger are kind of, I don't know if they maybe won't be as featured as much in the season, but they're like, there was almost no shots of them at all.
Hold on. That could actually be the whole story, because here's the thing. This trailer gave away, I thought, way too much. I mean, basically we see the attack. We know that probably Durin and Elrond are coming to the rescue, It's like,
we also went from a full season of who's Sauron to here's Sauron, and no one else recognizes that he's Sauron. So you have this big question. One thing I did see people kind of talking about was, did Galadriel not tell anybody else? Did they not believe her? Like, how is she fooled because he's got long hair? Like, they didn't even make him look like... I also thought that they were going to have someone other than Charlie Vickers play Sauron. Like, there were all these rumors that there were going to be like 2 or 3 different people to kind of show that deception and different forms he would take. But here we go. We've got Charlie Vickers, and instead of short hair, he has long hair, and he's cleaned up a little bit.
He's got the pointy ears.
He's got some. Okay. That's true. I forgot about that. He's got some elven ears, so he got some prosthetics done. And so now everyone's just kind of like, or I don't know, is Galadriel going to be... I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But yeah, that was something that I don't know. Yeah. Good question.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, there's a lot of... It's intriguing. I mean, it looks like Bronwyn's out. Looks like she's dead, possibly.
Yeah, probably.
Throwing that one out there. I mean, it looks
I guess so.
Where was she?
I don't know. But like the other thing too is... that was really interesting was like people posting about someone took a picture of Isildur and like, he's alive. Well, duh.
Dude,
yeah, of course.
That's what but you know what I'm saying?
It's that kind of stuff. I'm like, what?
You say duh, you're like, oh yeah. I mean, obviously he's going to be there, which you're right. I mean, rightfully so. But then like, I'm sitting here asking a dumb question earlier, which is, are they going to kill Shelob? And like, I mean, it's just.
Oh yeah. Well, isn't that? I think it's on Goliant, isn't it? I think it's supposed to be like.
Well, hold on. Did
they say it was Shelob?
You would think that.
Because I know they got that. Well, because they recently just said they got the rights to stuff in the First Age. They said they got the rights to Anatar. They got the rights to Morgoth. Okay. And I think there's something. Well, and hold on. We have some spy information. I don't know if I can talk about it actually.
Well, just real quick, I want to clarify for folks. The joke there is that like you can't.
Yeah, Shelob's alive, right? Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
you could resurrect Shelob, I guess, or whatever, if you're going to do the whole. I mean, they've already brought people together in the timeline that aren't together. You know what I'm saying? That are alive.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
when others shouldn't be alive. So it's sort of like, what are they doing here? And they got the spider on the back behind him. It's clear. Yeah, one of the two. That's cool though about the First Stage stuff though. That would be interesting if they did.
Well, supposedly there's going to be a full episode on Shadowfax, on the origins of Shadowfax.
Really?
Yeah. Which again, I guess that's cool. I don't know. It's odd. I just don't know that they know what they want to do.
Yeah.
Like, what are they trying to be here? Are we trying to be like a slow, week-long, duration of time, or are we going to like do deep dives on people? I don't know. Like full episode on Shadowfax? I don't think I would want to watch that. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, dude.
Well, I mean, let me ask you this. Would you rather watch a full episode on Shadowfax or season 1?
Neither. I would rather watch neither. I'd rather change the channel and watch something else.
Okay.
Too many options. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, neither, honestly, like for real. I think they're both bad choices. I don't think that's fair. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I mean, I don't know. I am excited. I'll say this. Like, I am hopeful for the Stranger bit. I'm hopeful for the bad part for me is that, like, season 1, it's like when you make this sort of fumble, I call it a fumble. I mean, I was watching what's that guy's great YouTuber Nerd of the Rings. I was watching his thing the other day. Super disgruntled. Like, the top dude on YouTube is sort of like, season 1, man, he had all sorts of issues with it. And I'm like, well, and it's just like such a fumble. And then you come back from that with a Shadowfax episode, and then we got the Eagles.
Well, that's rumored. I don't even know if that's like actually going to happen. But the people are saying that there's going to be like a standalone. I've heard that out there. So right. I think what I'm going to try. Ooh, nice mug, dude. I think what I'm going to try and do to have some excitement is I'm going to look at like this season. I figured that out the other day. I'm like, I'm going to have to figure a way to like get excited. I think I'm going to try and think of this as, would this have been a better season 1?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Like if season 1 didn't exist and this was the first season, would it be a more enjoyable like story than having season 1 already experienced and this being like the second part of that? If this was the first season. Because if this was the first trailer we got, I mean, it's hard to say because that first trailer we hadn't had anything for so long. And it looked cool enough and it was super vague and you're like, what's going to happen? And so now we watched this second season trailer and their storylines we've already kind of like invested in and we know, and so we have like feelings and emotions attached to it as well. But yeah,
I mean, I think that's because I do want to go into it with a more open mind. And I know it's hard because like we dug into the lore a little bit more and started digging around and thought, wow, this is, I don't know, what is this show trying to be? Like you said, what's it trying to be? What's it trying to do? What are the themes and the messages it's trying to convey?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's just a lot of that. And they're really, it's all this, the darkness. They've got cool references, the darkness will bind us. That's cool. The idea that the ring, would bring them all together in the dark and bind them. Right. So, I don't know. I think you remember when we originally were speculating about like what this might be before season 1 came out? We talked about Pharazôn, and we talked about maybe what he would do, and go aid everyone in Middle Earth and leave Numenor and bring Sauron low and all that kind of stuff. And that may be some of what we see because it seems like he's coming guns a-blazing here in episodes 1, 2, and 3. Maybe it looks like typically what they show you in the trailer is an indication of like the first episode or 2, right? Am I wrong about that? I mean,
yeah. Especially on a show like this, I think, and with maybe 8 episodes or whatever they're going to release, probably. Yeah.
I just don't think it looks like it's too much.
No, and it looks like it's a lot of stuff that happened kind of like right. Unless I guess I don't know what time we're going to experience in terms of like duration. If we're going to hop around, or if it's going to be just like the same. I mean, what did we say? Like the first season seems like, except for the prologue stuff, it seemed like it happened within like a couple months, 6 months, maybe something like that. Like it wasn't a huge amount of time, maybe a year or something like that, but it wasn't like years and years,
Right.
And it didn't seem to jump around too much. Like it was all kind of things happening at the same time or happening, culminating or whatever. Right. So yeah, this everything we've seen in this trailer, it seems like it's happening kind of like not immediately after, but soon after anyway. It'll be interesting to see how much time has passed, or if we can figure that out even. Yeah.
No, I think this one it seems like it's going to be around the same timeline. It seems like it's only going to be, I mean, I could be wrong, but maybe there is some sort of like another prologue where we do, or maybe there's an epilogue at the end where there's another great jump in time, and then we'll get to season 3 and it's going to be, cool or something. But it's just kind of, I don't know, man. I'm still nervous, I guess, just for this whole show, because I do want it to be good. I wanted it to be good from the get-go, and I know that there's I saw the one of the directors out there was talking again about how they're trying to come back and correct things.
Charlotte Brownstrom.
Then there's good people working on the show, and there's people who are pouring their heart and soul into it and trying to make it everything that they think would honor Tolkien, would honor Middle Earth. I mean,
it was interesting because I think in that quote too, she also at the end said, which is what we did with season 1. She kind of alluded to that. She was like promoting season 2, but she's also kind of defending season 1. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they came out and said they were trying to make like Shakespeare references and stuff, and they were basing Sauron off Walter White. All these things that they admit in their remember their podcast they had that kind of ran with the show. The Payne and McKay were like, apparently like, Simon Tolkien had other like favorites that he kind of wanted incorporated or whatever, which is, see, I don't even mind that. I just wish that there was a little more like honesty about it, or just, it's just the like the secrecy element is just kind of weird to me. Like, well, we even, I went to search for Loader on Prime the other day and it's gone. Their Instagram account that they started, at least it was anyway, they started a brand new Instagram account for this season, and the other one's like gone. All those posts they made, all that interaction that was there, maybe because they thought it was mostly negative and they wanted like a fresh slate, which I don't blame them at all. I probably would want that too. But it was just kind of interesting that it started from scratch, and it's not even like they kept it active and they moved to this one or whatever. It's like gone, just disappeared, which is weird. Wow. But Wow. So
is it true? I'm just looking this up here that they're going to release the first 3 episodes.
Yes, the drop is the first 3 instead of 2, which was last time, right? They gave us the first and the second because we watched those back to back, and then I think that's what I heard. 3, they're doing 3, which is interesting. That's like almost half the season, unless they're doing more episodes. I don't know. I think it's just 8, but I haven't.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think it's just
I haven't
8.
heard.
I mean,
to
that's
me, crazy, isn't it? That's like half the season in the first drop.
Yeah, I think everything you saw in this trailer, I think all these different things where you
is from the first 3 episodes.
I do.
That's that's a good point. That could totally be.
Because I would bring Sauron in quick, fast. I would have him come in and wreck
doing
people.
Some damage. Yeah.
Right.
You got to make up for lost time almost.
Exactly. But bring Numenor, man. Get Farazan in there and have him go crazy, you know.
Well, they have I don't know if you saw this too. This is stuff that's been kind of like posted they or leaked or whatever, not through their own accounts. It's through like other people sharing stuff, but reportedly they have what's going to be the largest or longest maybe both on-screen battle in a TV show, maybe in a movie too. So they're claiming like one of these fights is going to be so grand that it's like unmatched in at least television history. So that's pretty crazy too, because I mean there's some. I haven't watched all of Game of Thrones, but you would know that there are like entire episodes that are battles. Correct?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Battle of Winterfell. They were talking about how, like the record in terms of nights it took to shoot that and how long. That it took, and screen time and everything. It was, I think, they must be trying to get some sort of claim there.
Which makes sense because there was a lot of fighting at this time. I just don't know. I wonder how it's going to like roll out or whatever. But
right.
Well, let's talk. You want to talk about some of these details?
Yeah, I guess just real quick, let's just go through them and stuff. And just, I mean, I want to say it one more time because I know we have a lot of listeners who are big on the show and they are really pumped for it. And we're here for you guys as well, too. What we plan on doing, I hope, I'm having really business meeting on the fly here,
Listen, that's also why we're both, like, this hasn't happened with anything else, right? Where you and I have been like, I don't know. And you're like, oh, come on, man. Like, but I think it's good because that way, because we do have listeners that are both. Right. We do have listeners that are both. And there's nothing wrong with either way. I think that maybe it's good that, like I'm feeling kind of more one way. I'm very reluctant. I'm excited. I'm mostly excited about like talking about things again, getting to see people again, like maybe have another watch party out in the backyard. Like I'm excited for the surrounding excitement or just the spectacle of it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But I mean, to be excited about the show is good. And then if you're feeling that way for yourself and those people, that's great. I think that's the most balanced it could possibly be. If we're both in here like feeling the same way, then I don't know. We would.
Oh no, I think it's fair. No, I think
you know what I'm saying. I
agree with you. I do agree with you, and I think you need like a good back and forth. And I also hope too that the people who I don't know, as you get feedback. Again, if they're going to do multiple seasons, you got a ton of feedback for season 1. So
yeah, definitely.
We're now seeing how you respond to that feedback. And if you don't in earnest, I think a lot of us will be able to say, all right, look, hey, they act like and they're talking like that they are going to. There's from the little promo pieces that they've sort of released and stuff, it seems like that.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll find out. But the whole point is that we'd love to do maybe even Hobbit Hotline after the first.
Oh, that'd be great, dude.
First 3 just to get people back in, because I know people have good thoughts, and we can connect with people from all over the country, all over the world, whatever, and have them
so much
call
fun.
back in.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Just as to break down some of the details, because I know people might want to look at that. Like in this shot I have up on the screen, you've got Galadriel with 4 other elves there. I think Elrond is there.
Elrond's there.
In the back, I don't know if you've seen the speculation on this. These guys with the white eye, like if you look to the right there, you'll see a shadowy figure with 2 eyes.
Mm-hmm. They're saying they might be whites, right? Like barrow whites or something like that. Yeah.
Right. And so I don't know if this is like on their way to provide aid. They're coming from Lindon, and they're trying to get there, and I don't know what the path would. It doesn't seem like it would match up on the map. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does. I don't know. But also, timeline wise, people were talking about this doesn't. We don't. They're not referenced until much later. But again, they're ancient in a sense. But how ancient? Where are we at in the?
Yeah, and maybe. I mean, obviously, the barrow whites wouldn't be like a white is a. It's like a ghost-like ghoul spirit creature. So there could be more. I'm guessing there would have been them before, like the ones we experience in the Lord of the Rings at the Barrow Downs, and you know what I'm saying? Like they could be different. It's a type of character that we could have for sure. Right. Yeah, right. That'd be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. So it looks kind of neat. They look kind of spooky, and they're kind of surrounded. Yep. So
I love all the weaponry and the swords and everything. The fact that Weta has, I don't know. I think it's something we never figured out until, like, I didn't figure it out until like a few months ago. Weta has been posting more about this show than the show. Their social media posted about Weta, but Weta did like all the swords. They did all of the armor. They created everything. They were like very involved, at least for season 1. So a lot of that stuff that we saw that we were like, oh, that kind of looks like things and designs that we saw in Lord of the Rings. They were done by Weta, which is kind of cool. So yeah. I think that stuff looks really solid still. Yeah, it
does. Yeah, and you said, when we first started talking, you mentioned, I don't want to forget to mention it, but the music and the score and everything sounded really
dude,
sick.
I was listening to season 1's soundtrack today. Like the music was, oh my gosh, I loved it. I really loved the soundtrack. So I'm excited for more. For more from Bear, and that was confirmed in like the behind the scenes video they just posted. He was in there working with Sophia Namvit, who was like singing, and he was directing the orchestra and everything. So he's still obviously doing the music, which is great. So that'll be exciting to get another soundtrack from him. Yeah,
right. Quick question, just at the start of this, and it seems stupid. I ask it as a question, but like, is he crying here? It looks like he's upset. It looks like Sauron is crying at the start of this, and is it? Is he haunted by the kiss that he never got? I
was just gonna say the one that got away, dude.
I can't think of what else it would be. Is it really like his old master and the evils, and he can't find redemption, or are we supposed to feel sorry for him? I don't know.
I still don't. I'm still like kind of confused too on like this physical human. Is this Sauron, or is this like some dude who he possessed? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this a physical form of his? Is that confirmed? Or was Halbrand someone who he just kind of used as like a vessel? Mm-hmm. Or obviously just like a name he took?
Is he just taking identity? This form? Like,
because it must be Sauron, because when we see Anatar later in the trailer, it's Charlie Vickers, right? He like you said, pointy ears, longer hair, more elven, more Anatar-ish. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder why he is crying here. Maybe he's like, damn, I didn't get to turn that key. Waldreg, you bastard.
He's all upset at Waldreg. That was my job.
I told you to wait. That's my car. Like, I touched the keys.
He wanted to see the fireworks, man. I mean, that actually is one that still gets me from season 1. Like, how did this guy
You brought it up. You were the one that you were like, some rando made Mordor. It's like, yeah, what in the world? Like, how does Waldreg isn't mentioned in the list? Oh, that definitely. Yeah, well, it kind of bothers me because it's like we still don't know. Do we still know if there's any kind of, like, in the show anyway, if there's any kind of admitted link between, like, what Halbrand was doing and what Adar was doing? He just said he recognized you. Asked him, like, did I kill one of your family or something? Remember that? And then Halbrand almost kills him. And it's like, so was Adar working for him to set Mordor up? Was literally Mordor created, and he just kind of walks in, and it's like, well, I guess I'll hang out here because I'm dark. I'm about to go dark on Middle Earth, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Waldreg got the glory for sure.
He got all the glory, man. I mean, like, the fireworks went off, and they didn't wait for this bad man himself to show up. That's how they created it. I mean, it is crazy because to me, Lane, it doesn't seem like it's like, as I said, I just want to go back to it for a second because Mordor, when I hear about it now later, and I think of, like, Gandalf and Frodo talking about it, and I flash back to the days when Waldreg turned the key.
Yes.
It doesn't seem like it grew in darkness and ominous. It's like literally in a flash. I mean, with one click.
I think.
Here we go.
Yes. I think that what you just described there is probably what people are having the hardest time. People who love the movies and the stories and everything are having the hardest time with. Is it doesn't feel like it matches, right? Like I just thought in my head, like, right now, what's a better way you could do that? I mean, there's a million ways, but, like, you could have had maybe freaking Sauron. His return to Middle Earth was through. You could have stolen the Meteor Man thing. Like, his return to Middle Earth was through a meteor that crashed and exploded the entire area and, like, caused this volcano to erupt. That's a better way than how it happened. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a million ways that it could have been done. It could have been done slow over time with, like, a poisoning of the land, like what we're seeing in Lindon with Gil-galad's trees and everything. Like, it could have been done more like that. And I just think, I don't know. I think maybe they thought it was going to be this thing that we watched. We're like, whoa, dude, that's so neat. It's so neat that the sword was there the whole time, and it was an everyday working man, who turned the key. But, like, literally, we just look at that and we're like, what in the world? What are we watching right now? What is this?
Let me tell you. Nobody ever expected that. He'll be the most talked about man in Middle Earth that never should have been talked about in the first place. But, like, it's...
Hey, but where the hell was he in the trailer? I didn't see any Waldreg.
Well, hold on.
You better be there.
Lane, I hope that in episode 4, they're dropping episode 1, 2, and 3. I hope, and I don't know, did Waldreg make it? I don't even remember from season 1. I hope they had walk him out on a throne. And I hope they're all,
I do too.
Just like worshiping Waldreg as he comes out. It's like, I don't know. I just can't
Poor
go
Waldreg.
on and on with that. Because in my mind, here's why.
Yeah.
And I think this is what strikes a chord with you, and everybody has their thing, and I hate to labor on this, but it's like, because I want to point out the good and the the good, bad, the ugly,
I got
all the things, whatever they,
all,
the good, the
parts.
pretty, the pleasant, and the not so pleasant. Anyway, it's so we grew up reading those books, and when we think of Mordor, man, we think of a place that, like, has been there for a long, long time. So clearly, yes, even from this point of creation until we see it later, it will have been there for a long time. I get that. But we just expected that it was the power and the evil just radiating off of Sauron into the land. Like, he's so much bigger than what these... right now, it feels like anybody can take him on. He don't seem that scary, actually.
Yeah, no.
I mean, honestly, Waldreg seems scarier than him because he created Mordor.
And how unpredictable was that guy? He was so unpredictable.
Yeah.
He was more of a wild card than Sauron. Yeah, that's a problem. No, I totally agree with you. Yeah, Mordor is like an extension of Sauron. It's like he somehow, like, it's almost in the same way that you think about the Witch King in the North, how he was able to... as the legend says, control the cold and control the weather, and he had some kind of greater power over that was like almost kind of cosmic, right? Like he was more than a man. And I agree with you. So far, it doesn't feel like Sauron could have been anybody. Like he didn't make this place. He's just walking in, and he's going to adopt it almost. It kind of sort of. I mean, I would say like cheapens it, or maybe, to use a nicer word, I just think it takes away some of its strength. it like weakens it a little bit. I don't know. Yeah,
it does. It does.
But yeah.
But so maybe that's why he's crying. Maybe this is why Sauron.
Maybe I didn't. Yeah, that's it.
Because he didn't. But I did. So we see this, and it could also be rage. He could also have rage in his eyes here, and he's right. He's going to take the battle to him because they created the ring. And by the way, I don't even remember. I have to go back and look. So like he creates the ring.
We haven't seen the ring yet. No, we haven't seen
it. Right?
We've seen the 3 elven rings, which were supposed to be the last 3, right?
Right. Okay.
Okay. Those were the first ones created. That's something we talked about 2 years ago.
Oh God.
Or
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe he's thinking, dang it, they made the 3 rings, and now they can't fall under my, the power of my. I don't know. I have no idea.
So then, are they going to make the other ring? So like,
we see a character dumping rings into a fire in this, and I'm not sure. I can't remember who it is.
That's Celebrimbor.
I think it's a Dar. Oh, it is Celebrimbor. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me pop to that real quick because pretty cool. And like you see, they're passing out some rings and stuff, but it's sort of like they say Celebrimbor gets a visitor. Let me find that scene. I'll just let it play here for a second. I'll stop it when I see it. But Celebrimbor gets a visitor. They say, and it looks like it's Anatar showing back up, and they're like, "Sir, you have a visitor," and in walks Halbrand. I mean, seriously, I'm telling you, like straight up, that's what's going to happen. Is that he's going to show back up, and it's not like he went to another ringsmith or something and like fooled that person. It's here he is right there. So this shot right here, you've got Celebrimbor shielding his eyes because someone is showing up in all of this radiant power. Looks awesome, and you can see what looks like the eye of Sauron.
Yeah, it looks like Sauron.
So walking through the middle of this. Boom! There he is. You can see.
It's a great visual. We've seen that.
It's cool.
So many times. Cool. It's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
Right.
A little bit of an omen. I'm not sure how he doesn't, go, oh, okay, ooh, interesting. This guy's walking through fire. So someone said maybe that one of the ways Anatar is going to try and trick him is to fool him into thinking he's Feanor or something like that. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
That's just something I've heard. People are trying to. A lot of groups are doing a really good job of speculating on like how this is going to make sense and like how lore is going to be incorporated and how it's going to like deepen the story. So like hats off to everybody who's doing that because it is very interesting to think about. Okay, how could they kind of work more of Tolkien's very complicated histories into this? Yeah. Well, and like you said, so I mean, it goes back to who did Galadriel tell and what all, like, I mean, it seems like... Yeah, because I guess when we left off, she didn't tell anybody, did she? She kind of kept it to herself, maybe out of shame because, like, she asked him, or he asked her to be, like, his queen, and then she was like, whoa. Then they had that yelling thing at each other, and it kind of all blew up and he disappeared. And so, did she tell Elrond? I can't remember if she told Elrond.
I was about to pull it up right here and just look on Prime real quick, but the problem. I mean, I haven't gone back and watched it. That's the problem.
Would you like to rewatch? Yeah, I know.
That's the problem. Is that like I haven't felt the desire to really. I'm going to do it before we get into it. I mean, typically this would be something you rewatch and you rewatch and you rewatch. But I don't know. And that's okay. That's all right. And maybe season 2 will be the thing. I'm like, oh heck yeah, this is all clicking, man. Now they're starting to make all these ties and connections back from season 1 to season 2. So it's starting to pick up. We got to look at it as a whole big picture. And once the whole thing's out, we can really start to nitpick it, judge it, elevate it, whatever, all the different things. But maybe they will. Maybe there's going to be some big tie back. Because if Galadriel does go and kind of tell people, I don't know how the heck they wouldn't know this guy is coming. I don't know how they wouldn't be looking out for a deceiver amongst them that they don't know. Who's this guy? Like, how do the elves know they all know each other, right? Yeah. That's the thing. They all seem to know each other because they've all been around for a long, long time. Right. So it's difficult for one to show up in their midst that would fool and deceive them. Now it happens, right? But
because the only ones who weren't deceived, like in the lore anyway, was Elendil, Isildur, and Gil-galad. They were the only 3 who weren't fully tricked, right? Who kind of had close interaction with them anyway. They were like, something's off with this guy. We don't trust him.
Right, and in the lore, they didn't have a previous interaction with Halbrand. So, like, that's probably
right. God,
that's sort of our problem here. Our problem
or like
is that,
beef. They didn't have beef with Galadriel, like Gil-galad, like that whole. Remember at the beginning how she's trying to warn him, and he's like, "No, it's fine. Everything's okay."
Right.
No evil.
My.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just need to put fertilizer on my trees. That's all.
Right. Well, speaking of the trees, let's go back to this real quick. So we got some Sauron talk there. This little wormy looking thing, parasite. Have you heard any speculation about what this thing is crawling up the tree here?
No. Just that it just an extension of that
Evil?
blight that we saw? Yeah, in the first, and it's like getting worse or something. I don't know. Yeah. That would have been a cooler way to make Mordor, honestly, than what we got. But
yeah, instead it's invading Lindon and stuff. Here's a cool one.
Yeah.
Right.
Who are these? Who is this? You think? Another mystic or something?
Mystic, yeah, because they got the moths around. This is basically a blood set. I'll go ahead and call this one. Can I call this one? This is a blood sacrifice to bring back the other mystics so we can have them back again in season 2.
Oh my! And they're manifesting through the. I was thinking it was like stigmata or something like literally like the wounds of Christ. Like hands are both bloody, but that's different universe. So. My bad. But yeah, that makes sense. All the moths would come together and like form, because that's what happened. They exploded into moths, and then, Mothman. Cool.
Yeah. Now, another cool one here, you do have these like snake-like roots. It looks like I'm guessing they're roots, vines, roots, right?
Yeah.
Coming out of this tree here in Lindon, and you've got a figure standing here. It looks like they're going to coil around, wrap around. Some people are saying that could be a vision that Celebrimbor is having.
Sure.
And
totally.
Sauron is
because that looks like him.
Yeah. Definitely using his powers to kind of slither back in like a snake.
And he's talking about slithering into your mind and all that stuff. So that would make sense there if you're going with the voiceover as well. Yeah.
Right. We get a bunch of cool orcs. We'll go back to that for a second here. Just kind of rolling through the
orcs look great. There. I thought. Yeah. The orcs have been the most intriguing thing, at least visually anyway for me through this whole thing. Like, I know they went in sunlight in season 1, which they weren't supposed to be able to do, but I thought they looked so cool and were kind of like fascinating to watch.
Yeah, they look cool. Looks like they're probably marching to a Region or something to start some trouble. Start
some stuff. Yep.
All right, let's get through. We've seen there's Anatar coming back into the shot. August 29th. Now the cliffside you see here. What do you? People are saying Numenor. This is some...
Yeah, and there's like a city or port kind of built into it.
Right.
Like behind the... Yeah, so I'm guessing it looks like Numenor. Yeah. And would this be back in Numenor as well?
I'm not sure. I think this is Galadriel and Elrond.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Riding.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
The beacons are lit in a Region, and so Lindon's coming. Yeah. If they light beacons in this bad boy, I'm going to be...
Oh, gosh.
Hot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm kidding. Yeah. But so there they go. I think this cliffside scene here, where they've got a lot of people gathered, it looks like somebody's getting sacrificed here. Because I could be wrong, but if you go later on, there's this whole scene where they drop this girl
in the water.
In the water,
unless that's a dream too or a vision. Is that
right?
Is that Emma Horvath? Is that the sister? What's her name? Isildur's sister?
Is it?
I don't know. I was even wondering too if it might be that little place in the cliff might be where the faithful are. What was the city where? Oh God, I can't remember. Wasn't there like in the lore?
Oh yeah,
there was one of the cities in Numenor where the faithful were, and that's where they gathered as like this, the paganism picked up in Numenor and kind of spread throughout, and the elven ways were forsaken and all that stuff. Yeah,
right.
Right, but I mean that's true.
I have it in front of me. I just can't pronounce it. So
yeah.
Not gonna try it. But yes, you're correct. Good job.
That thing looks sick. I love that like sea monster thing. Be pretty cool.
Yeah, somebody was saying this was. I think I was reading on Reddit somewhere. Somebody was thinking that this might be. Well, first of all, there's a lot of snakes. Yeah, the Watcher. There's a lot of like snake vine-like things going on, slithering things, right? And so
totally
a creature of Sauron who, but if it's the Watcher, where the heck are they at? Like, who's this person being sacrificed here? And is that really enough to satisfy this huge monster?
No, I mean, come on. Unless she's tasty. I mean, I don't know. Like unless she's tasty. Yeah.
Anyway, now we haven't talked about the dwarves yet, so let's get into Yeah, let's get into this a little bit. Apparently, there's a Palantir. There's a Palantir in Khazad-dûm.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
No. Is it in? Is it here?
It's in here. Let me click and find it real quick. So we got some. The Balrog's loose, by the way. We're not gonna get into the timeline and all the different stuff, but the Balrog they hinted at season 1 is
right. I didn't even. That's what that is, isn't it? Yeah. We got Elendil reaching out and.
Gonna be tearing them up. Let me find that Palantir real quick here, though, because
dude, I missed that totally.
It's got to be. I mean, could be wrong, but it's a huge. Cool ring, by the way. So Durin getting his ring.
D3.
You know what I don't care about?
Arondir. Whoa, you don't care about Arondir?
Of all the things, I know he's really cool, and I think the actor's really cool. But
he's the only one I'm excited for, really. Oh, see, dang,
bro. We're on total opposites.
We're on different planets.
Like, I don't know, man. I wish it would have started off with him and Bronwyn just together. Like, and I would have been more happy. But
remember the intimacy coordination that we thought we were going to get? We didn't get any of that.
Yeah, man. What was the? None. Well, I don't know.
I know.
We could talk about it after the show as to what I think it was, but
tension. Okay.
There was probably something. Anyway, where's the freaking Palantir here? It's in here. Let me. I'm gonna give you guys a timestamp so those of you guys listening can go check this out. Must be right here at the end. We're gonna come back to the wizard. These are real fast shots, by the way, here at the end.
Yeah,
real fast. And you've got Anatar looking, dude. He's got some crazy power there. Although it doesn't look like it. Sometimes I wish he really did some major, powerful stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Dude, did I miss it? What the heck, dude? It's Disa, and she's running out of the, like they're under attack in Khazad-dûm, and it looks like these people, by the way, these the Moth, what are they called again?
Yeah.
Mystics.
Yeah.
It looks like the Mystics are coming to Khazad-dûm. Well, actually, I thought it was Khazad-dûm, and everybody else is kind of saying it might not be Khazad-dûm. It could be somewhere else, but I thought it kind of looked
almost looks like a tomb. It does. It could be like a tomb too, even somewhere. But it does. It absolutely looks like Khazad-dûm for sure, from the interior shots that we saw in season 1.
You know where that was? Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you remember you
was
sent me that
behind the scenes stuff?
Yes, it's in the behind the scenes reel.
Okay.
So Disa is holding a sphere. It's Palantir. It's one of the lost seeing stones, and there it is, Khazad-dûm. She's got it and is maybe talking with different people. I don't know, but she's trying to save it, and it looks like she's trying to run it out of Khazad-dûm. So,
that's interesting. Well, that's more stuff that didn't happen in the lore, but okay.
Well. And people are also saying that the destruction, right, of this Dwarven kingdom is happening way too early. If this goes down, when we think it's going to.
Well, I mean, that's fine. We might as well get a Palantir in there. Why not? What were they? Hold on a minute. Weren't they looking for some kind of stone or something though?
Yeah. Well, they were.
Were they searching for something? I can't remember. Jeez, dude.
Mithril.
Was it just the Mithril?
They were.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So they were. Yeah.
Maybe it's the Arkan. Maybe they found the Arkan stone and they got lost again, and then it
might have. If the Arkenstone shows up in this, I'm going to be like, "What, dude?" Like, I mean, what if it does? Hold on, wait, Lane. What if it does? What if the Arkenstone shows up in this, and they take it to the Lonely Mountain, and they're like, "Look, we've got to hide this.
They hide it.
We need somebody to erect a mountain. Get that wizard over here. Let's get everybody together. Hide this Arkenstone in here.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Crazy." Anyway, okay, I think that's So now I'm getting into some of the other stuff that was in the other promotional behind the scenes stuff. So sorry about that. But yeah, the other things, the other major bits in here are simply the sacrifice that we have, the attack on the Dwarven Kingdom, probably some visions. I'm guessing with like Galadriel and this red shot where she's screaming in Linden. They're saying that's in Linden because you can see the lamps and the lanterns there. It looks like she's in a forest, maybe. Don't know. But
so interesting.
Yeah, she seems.
Yeah, she's like not wearing armor or anything, is she?
No.
Yeah,
maybe she's gonna become a sorceress, like she.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Quick shot of Elendil too, kind of being like held back from something or somebody. Maybe a sacrifice he's trying to stop. Maybe he's trying to stop someone. Maybe his daughter gets sacrificed.
Oh my,
maybe she gets sacrificed and he's like trying to stop it, and that she was the one who was dropped in the water. Maybe
right. He's out,
and that's why Maybe they
bolt a lot earlier, and and Farazan just sort of goes crazy and starts sacrificing things to the old to the gods or something.
Maybe
gets real perverted, and they take off and do their own thing. His son's gone; he can't find his son. Then his daughter's gone, and he's torn apart. Right?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Do you think? So Mike was asking me this, and I was like, yeah, totally, it could be. But I mean, if we're just going to see stuff made whenever, do you think the last shot of that fortress in the ice is Angmar?
Yeah, that's what I've heard
Witch
people
King's
saying.
lair. Yeah,
right here. Yep,
which is super interesting.
That is interesting. Although, didn't we already see this place? And was this the place they were at? And
it might be
different.
I don't know. I can't remember what that looked. I mean, they're in the cold in Forest Shell, but I can't remember, or in the north, whatever. But I can't remember what it looked like. I don't know.
Because it seems to freeze everything, almost like did they? Go
yeah, it's like it's being made almost.
Right. It looks like we're seeing the creation of it, and that'd be a lot of weird time jumping because we've already seen Galadriel go there. If that was it, I mean, we're not saying that it is. This could be something brand new, like you're saying, and we're seeing its creation, and it just happens to be, cold and icy and.
Because that's something we're going to have to get eventually too. Is with all these rings being given out, we're going to have the 9, king men, whatever, sorcerers who become the ring wraiths eventually, the Nazgul.
Right.
Yeah. So
right. And I think if somebody counted, and it might have been. So I watched a couple of different things. Nerd of the Rings might have done this. He was counting the rings being dropped in there by Celebrimbor, and there are 9, I guess.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'll show you right here.
Yeah.
There it is, right there.
I didn't realize it was him. That's the dirtiest we've ever seen him. He looks like
he
he's
gets
actually
tore
been
up, dude.
doing smith work. Well, yeah, hopefully. I mean, hopefully he does.
But see,
he's supposed to.
This trailer's giving away everything. Basically, he's trying to destroy the 9 rings.
It's all over the place
before Sauron
too. Yeah.
gets there. Sauron's going to freeze these bad boys in midair.
No, I don't even. Or they won't burn or something. They won't be destroyed by fire. I don't like it. I don't know. They probably could be,
dude.
But I'm just thinking maybe not.
Hold on a second.
Because they're bound. Well, they're bound to the one. They're bound to the one ring. So
so they can't be.
I don't know. Unless I guess I need to look that up.
Can you destroy those rings? How do you destroy those rings?
I don't know.
We know how to destroy the one ring.
But then aren't the elven rings? Aren't the elven rings also kind of tied to? Well, maybe that's why. Gosh, this is so bad. There's just so much. There's really so much to hold in your brain at all times with Tolkien, because I know that the elven rings exist after the one ring is destroyed, because they were kind of set apart, right? And they weren't influenced by it, but they were also tied to its fate, weren't they? And maybe that's why, obviously, the ring pairs left. They went to Valinor. Well, they were going to go anyway, but it was the power of the rings is,
right.
of the elven rings are.
Yeah, it's interesting though to think that something that was created first, those elven rings,
they should be the most powerful, shouldn't they? Yeah.
Well, it's just weird to think about how they're created, and then the one ring is created afterwards.
Yeah.
Which is fine, whatever. But it's now that I'm thinking about it, how you would destroy those things, and if you had to destroy the one ring to destroy them, or can Celebrimbor destroy those rings? I guess is my question. Can he actually destroy the 9 rings before Sauron gets them? And if he wanted to, how would he do it?
Yeah.
So
Good question.
Are they going to answer that? Are they going to answer that question for us? That would be really interesting, I think.
Did you hear the other thing too that people are speculating on, that Adar is turning into an Uruk?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's gonna become because he looks more sort of. I know it's a different actor, but he almost looks like he has more prosthetics and is more orc-like in these shots, and almost like he's becoming, I don't know, half man, half orc or whatever. I thought that was kind of an interesting.
Yeah, that is kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
Well, I don't know, again, his whole existence and him, Lane, he's just created. I hate to say this, but he's just created so that way we could be fooled into playing a guessing game.
Yeah, I know.
Who is Sauron? And so that's where I think it feels kind of odd and weird that we just created characters because we needed to fool everybody.
Yeah.
Until the very final episode. So
there's just so many other ways they could have done it. Yeah.
It's just hard. It's hard for me to care about Adar and wonder who is he? We start thinking he's the dark elf, right? One of those from the First Age and stuff. He's got all the armor. It starts to match, and there's theories. Well, we don't have the rights to it. Really can't do it. Well, then don't even do it. Then don't even hint at it. Like, what are you going to get the rights later or something? I just do what you can. I don't know. Anyway, I'm done. Yeah. Sorry, going a little.
I agree.
Crazy there. Because again, this could be cool if you go into. Celebrimbor is out there trying to destroy those rings. That's awesome. Sauron's going to get him. Is he going to do what he does? Is he going to make him a banner and march against Gil-galad and everybody? I mean, is he going to do that? That'd be pretty freaking wild. And it's cool that I hope Celebrimbor, I want to see him have some power. I want to see him fight back, dude.
Yeah, dude. I don't think we're going to see it, though.
I don't think so either.
I think he's going to be like a little tool, honestly, that... I mean, remember the dialogue they had where it was like, at first I was thinking to him, like, how is Celebrimbor worked with Halbrand? Like, they made rings together, right? Or whatever. They mixed metals. And I was like, how is he going to look at that dude with the same face and not be like, oh, this is deception? And then I remembered that he didn't even know how to mix metals before Halbrand was like, have you tried mixing them? Like... So it's like, of course he's going to be fooled. He's going to be like, oh, he's going to like go to Galadriel and be like, there's this new man. He's incredible. And she's going to be like, dude, that's Sauron, man. No, couldn't be. No.
Yeah, right.
He knows about mixing metals. The other guy, oh yeah, he did too.
And then
but he looks different. He's got longer hair.
I've already let him in, Galadriel. He's in making more rings as we speak.
Let me go throw him in the fire. Hold on, just a minute.
And by the way, like, you know, it's so weird, man. I'm like trying to think through all of this. Like, now
we can't think about it. Like, we're just gonna have to just go watch it because I think
I know.
It kind of drives you mad a little bit. You're like, this is kind of nutty. This is sort of, and again, like you look at this and visually, it looks really cool. The music,
for sure. Yeah.
Awesome music. Like it builds. So again, it's just one of those things where you're like, dang, it's just sort of that's where it feels like kind of like you said, a fumble, a bunt that you end up getting thrown out on, or like just I don't know, man, a waste. Like you added too much salt in the dish or something, you know, talk about being back in the kitchen. And instead of using sugar in the cake, you use salt, right?
Right.
And it looked like a great cake, smelled like a good cake. Something. And then you bite it, and it tastes like a salty sandwich, you know?
Dude, here's the thing. We used to joke that we were going to sit at the kids' table, right? And it doesn't take much. It's just, you know, we're easy to please. You know, like whatever. All you got to do is throw some sugar in there, baby, and we're good. Like, we're kids. Just give us the shugs, and
instead
we're
of trying to make a big cake and putting salt in it, they should have just given us a bowl of sugar.
The cake that we got served was, it had vegetables in it. It had fruit. Yeah. I mean, it had everything. There
was a chicken leg in there with the bone on.
Right. Bone in, chicken leg in the cake. It was that wild.
And they were like, no, wait. This is Tolkien's recipe. Don't worry about it. This is the cake he used to make all the time, okay?
All the time, baby.
Don't worry about it. Don't ask Tom Shippey because he left through the back. He didn't leave, but he's gone now. So
yeah. Well, okay. So to again, like we said, could have struck out. First at bat, they struck out. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
sometimes you get 5 at bats in a game. It's got to be there's got to be a lot of offense. Usually, you have to get a hit or two, or the rest of your team does.
From, right now, that's the hits that they're getting are like the score, the visuals. I would even say some of the acting is really good from certain actors.
Yeah, definitely.
It's been really solid. And
you want to hear another score? Yeah, the sets look great. Another score they're getting, though, honestly, in my mind, is the amount of other Tolkien stuff we're going to get in response to it. I was thinking about maybe the one like unintentional win that Rings of Power will have is PJ's back, Andy Serkis is coming back. The band's getting back together in New Zealand. There's all kinds of talks about. Have you seen this leak about the new video game stuff they've been talking about for years that they're finally gonna do? They're partnering with like Weta and Peter Jackson. They're gonna make like a series of like high quality video games that is based on visually like the movies and everything. We got War of the Rohirrim coming out in December, which has been in the works forever. Right. So it's just kind of cool how. Maybe like I said, unintentionally, the we've realized that there can be competition within this world. The rights are a little obviously easier to get now. It seems like the licensing seems it's a little easier to figure out somehow. Don't understand it. I never will be able to understand it. But yeah, I mean, if they can just all of a sudden be like, hey, yeah, they gave us the. I mean, really, it's just down to Simon Tolkien saying, yeah, they can have it. What papers do I sign? Okay. That's all it takes. You got to sweet talk him into, or fool him, or appease him into giving you rights to things, because he doesn't really care. Like, he's notorious for not really caring about his great grandfather's works or whatever. And so, anyway, that would be a cool thing. Like, to the point where we get competition, maybe not like inundated with Lord of the Rings stuff, because then it will feel like it won't be special anymore. But and again, I mean, it's only enhanced the trilogy. You only realize, like, that's getting re-released in 4K this summer in June. That they're doing all 3 of the movies remastered in theaters. So that, I don't think that. I mean, that probably would have happened because I think it's like an anniversary type thing, but might not have happened in the summertime, like when right before this comes out, so that you have that in your head. Think about that. That's total marketing too. When you watch the show, you will have a remastered version of Lord of the Rings trilogy in your head if you went to the theater, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, dang. Yeah. It's just something about it. And it's like, I know we both love like the prequels and everything, like 1, 2, and 3 are awesome Star Wars movies. But you go back and you watch the original trilogy, and there's just something about it, dude. There's something about it that
magic.
There's light, as Samwise says, there's light up there that no darkness can touch. And I think back to, like all this stuff, whatever they do, whatever they make, you can't take away how beautiful that original trilogy was. And even, I mean, compared to The Hobbit, like these make The Hobbit so enjoyable in my mind as well. Whereas before they weren't as enjoyable, at least the second two. But yeah, so it's had some kind of like unintentional benefits, I think, from that fumble.
Yeah, I think that's interesting you bring that up, and you made a comparison to Star Wars, because people start to kind of pull to their, like, for a long time the prequels in Star Wars were just, I mean, everybody who could, I mean, the adults at the time just trashed it.
Yeah,
just trashed it, and they couldn't. Oh man, and it's like, wait a second, George Lucas created this. This is your guy, man. Your guy went and created the thing that we all love, and then over time, it's been embraced, and so it then works its way back in there. But people will start to kind of gravitate towards certain things, and sometimes it's just the gateway that you came in to the fandom. If you came in, if Rings of Power got you, stoked as an 8-year-old kid, you're like, dude, this is cool. What is this, man? Like, this is visually stunning. I think it's awesome. It's wild. Then we don't want to steal anybody. Like, welcome. Come on in, right?
It only gets better, I guess. Really.
Yeah, right.
Which is I mean, I'm joking.
Right.
Like, I mean, but like you said, it might not for them. Like maybe somebody, like kids or someone's experiencing this, and they're like, wow, this is it. Like, then they would see Lord of the Rings and go, oh, this isn't as good as. I mean, that takes some imagination, but maybe that happens.
It might. Well,
maybe
again,
someday.
It really could happen if we get 4 more seasons, and those 4 seasons are just absolutely spectacular, and do some course correction and different things. Then who knows? It really could be.
Yeah, could happen.
Could be something. And so I think if you go 2 in a row, I mean, if you go 2 in a row and they kind of bomb and they're not
down on the count 0-2, that's not good.
It's tough.
You're going to see some stinky pitches after that. Some off speed. Some
and
movement.
then unless they cast LeBron James in season 4, if they go down 3-0, he's the only man. I mean,
what if LeBron James comes out and he's like, "I'm the king of rings"?
Dude, what if he did? I mean, and it's him facing off against Jordan or whoever. I mean, I don't know. How would they bring it back?
Oh, man.
From down 3.
How do we always wind up in basketball analogies?
Something about
basketball. I know we do, but it's like we always end up there. Always, man.
That's great.
Oh, it's so funny. Gosh.
Well, I don't want to labor too long on this one. I just wanted to kind of, because I think actually what we'll do is we're probably going to shift gears, and we'll end this episode, and then we're going to come back in a more positive tone here and talk to you guys about some other really exciting news that's happening, and we want to go over. So with that, friends, we'll say no more. Send us your thoughts, DM, what have you. We got fun announcements coming up here over on at Up Talking Tolkien Instagram. Check it out. There's a lot of updates things we be working on. Lane's got some secrets up his sleeves. He ain't got no sleeves right now, but he's short sleeving it. But still, he's got the secrets. They're way up.
They're half secrets.
They're stinky secrets. They're up there somewhere.
And the cool thing is, like, after a week from tomorrow, there won't be any more secrets. I love it. It'll be like a thing that's shared. So yep.
Cat's out of the bag. Well,
almost.
So yeah, stay tuned for that, and go, like I said, check the socials there and be following for those things, and then just stay tuned.
Go get some back. Hey, go get some Yoda stew too, baby. Come on.
Oh, dude, don't forget.
Woo,
yeah, by the way,
baby, get that Yoda stew, dog.
Strong is the stew. Yes.
Stew is good.
Gosh, I wish I could do a really good. Oh, that was good. Yeah, I wish I could do a really good Yoda, man. God.
But then you wouldn't be Obi-Wan, you know? I mean, it's you are Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan. Now that's a name I've not heard in a long, long time. Anyway,
look at that, baby. Let's go.
I love so getting the Obi-Wan cosplay going. By the way, check this out. I got stuff to show you. Dude.
Hey, can you put it? Yeah, can you get Rings of Power off there so I can see the cool stuff? Pop that off so I can. I want to see it. I want to see your saber bigger. Also, Shell Cottage Radio, baby. Right? Come on now.
Oh yeah, we're still getting it there on the Shell Cottage Radio.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful, dude.
Dude, you encourage this.
Oh.
You were like, Ez, wait till I put the tip on there and that boy lights up blue and it just looks, that's got a stand. Oh, Lane.
I don't know what that's called, like the tip. God dang.
The emitter? Yeah.
Yes. The way it's shaped. Shit, man. Come on now. The way the tip is shaped. Why shy away from it? The way the tip is shaped. I love that, dude. It's like that like a chalice shape that they don't all have. And it wasn't like one of the original. It wasn't whose was like that? Was it Obi-Wan's who had one like that, or in episode 4?
Obi-Wan. Oh, in 4. So then you've got Luke's.
Is it Luke's that's like that?
Luke's doesn't look like that. So Luke's 1 and 6, and episode 6 looks like this.
Yes. Yeah.
It looks a lot like this, and a lot of people, the speculation is he went back to Obi-Wan's hut and said, "How did that guy build this bad boy?" So he went back and found his journal and took some notes.
No way, that's what he did?
That's what he did, dog. That's what he did.
Holy crap! Oh, I love.
So don't forget. Hey, I love that's the lore. I love
so
that's
cool.
That's where the stew is strong, man. That's where the stew is strong.
Oh yeah.
Going back.
Now, can I ask? I know we're kind of you could cut this out or whatever, but like, are we going to see that? Are they going to make more seasons of Obi-Wan, and could we see the?
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Season
no,
2.
I guess we wouldn't see that because Luke's the one who finds his journal. But could we find like Obi-Wan going through some of those things, like his journal or whatever?
We could see Obi-Wan
writing the old ways.
Amen. We could actually see him writing in his journal for sure.
Dang,
I think they're thinking about doing a season 2. Like Ewan McGregor's all for it. Hayden Christensen's all for it. Hayden wants to do a Darth Vader movie, standalone Darth Vader movie. And I'm like, why not? Like,
that would be sick, man.
Quit beating around the bush. See, that's the thing. Just start. They're like, well, we want to come up with something new. We want like our own creative, like brand new character. We're gonna bring Bronwyn in, and we're gonna bring Arondir and Waldrig, and we're gonna we gotta have some creative say in this. We can't just be regurgitating. Come on, that's fine, but at the same time, just go to somewhere untouched. Go to a different part of the timeline completely. Yeah. You know, golly. Anyway, sorry, I'm done. But yes, I hope we will see a season 2. Obi-Wan. God, I would lose my mind.
I would love that. Yeah, I would love that.
But yeah, thank you. We will be doing Cameron, who we are going to be posting some stuff. He's a huge Star Wars guy, and I want to try to bring on anybody and everybody who wants to over on Yoda Stew. We're going to be covering the Acolyte coming out here in a couple weeks. We'll see how that goes.
Nice.
We'll see how that goes, man.
That
might be a Rings of Power show, but
you were talking to him at Hobbit ones, right? About doing some stuff. I thought I overheard.
Oh yeah,
recording it. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I love that.
Yeah, just having him pop on, and he wants to get his channel, Spaced Out Media. Go check out young Cameron.
Check it out.
He's got fun stuff going there. But yes, some cool things, fun things, lots of things happening here. We're ready for summer to get rolling and just get back into things. So can't wait. Cannot wait.
Me neither.
One more week and oh my God. So all right, hey, friends, that's it for this show. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back, and as always, remember, Anatar is the same guy as season 1. Charles Vickers, he's back and he lives.
Remember, don't be fooled by the wig. Same thing.
That's perfect.
Don't let the wig fool you. Yeah.
Don't let the wig get you.